Hey guys, I'm MG, and today we are going to be looking at Rocky, which is a 1976 American sports drama film. It was directed by John G. Avildsen, who directed The Karate Kid 1984, and written by Sylvester Stallone, who also stars in the film as the main character, Rocky Balboa. But now it's not time for facts, it's time for reviewing. So let's review this right away. Honestly, I don't see why this received critical acclaim, because there are some issues that are straight up clear. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a good film overall. I just don't think it's that good of a film. However, I want to discuss the positives first, because I feel like it would make more sense if I talk about the aspects that make me understand why people love this film. So how about we do that right now? Rocky is a really great character, and I love the writing that Stallone has did to make this character endearing, which is why I think his writing for Rocky works perfectly, and Stallone himself has done an excellent job in the performance because it just sounds so like Rocky, if that makes sense. But what I'm trying to say is that his performance works so well that it actually fits in to this character, which is why I fully understand what sort of state Rocky is in. So yeah, Stallone fully deserves the Best Actor award because his performance is just so fitting. And I'm glad that Stallone has insisted that he'll be playing the leading role. So good job, Stallone. Another thing I like about this character is his motivation. Because real life boxers would only fight to get money, but in this film, Rocky fights to prove to the world that he isn't just a normal boxer, and I think it creates an emotional connection to this character, since we all want to show what we're good at. In summary, Rocky Balboa is an amazing and relatable character that connects with the audience so deeply. But he's not the only good character. Adrian is a really interesting character, and I like her chemistry with Rocky, which is really engaging and sweet. And what makes it better is that she starts off the film as a shy, humble woman, but then changes to be a more confident woman. I think that character arc is really interesting, which is why I absolutely love her character development and her relationship with Rocky. And Talia Shire has done an excellent job into making her character cohesive across the film. Adrian's brother Paul is a really funny and entertaining character, and Burt Young has done a fantastic performance into making him a rude and careless piece of script. Apollo Creed is a really intelligent and interesting villain, and Carl Weathers puts an exceeding amount of energy into his performance. Lastly, Mickey is a really endearing character, and Burgess Meredith does a really good job into making Mickey a stubborn yet caring old man. And I think that those character traits for the old man is the best way to make Mickey a compelling character. Now, let's talk about some other good aspects, like the music. The music by Bill Conti, who did music for The Karate Kid, is even better than that film. And that music really makes the scenes more impactful because of how it foreshadows the current state that Rocky is in, and I call that really clever. So, yep, amazing music. Another thing I like is the setting, because it perfectly shows what type of life Rocky is living in, and it is used as progress for Rocky when he's training for the big fight against Apollo Creed, which is why the training scenes are my favorite bits out of this whole entire film, and it also perfectly catches the tone of the story, which is why the story is so endearing and investing for the entire runtime. Unfortunately, I do have a bit of issues with this film, and my main one is the climax. Now, don't get me wrong, the climax is decent, the characters are still the same as they are, there are a few funny lines, the costumes are really fitting with the scene, and the fight itself is alright. But the thing that the climax lacks is tension. In the whole fight, I didn't feel any sort of tension to it, and it is because they tried too hard to create it, which is kind of disappointing. Another issue with the climax is that the ending is so confusing. I didn't know whether Rocky or Creed won, because after a few more hits to the chest, the fight just stops because of a split decision, and I don't even know what that means. In fact, I even looked up a definition, and I still didn't get it. Hell, I looked up what happened in the ending, and I still do not get it. So yeah, the climax is definitely the weakest point of the film. And if you think that's all my issues, then no, because in this film, certain aspects do not affect the story whatsoever, like the romance. If you take off the romance, then it won't affect anything in the story. They could do Rocky being defeated, and when Adrian cheers him on, it could give him the wisdom to beat Creed, but no. And that's the same with Polly's character arc. It doesn't affect anything in the Fleming story, and I didn't even know he had a character arc until I read the Fleming plot. Another thing I hate about this movie is that Apollo Creed is only in 2 scenes, not including the climax or the TV. And it really doesn't show how much of a threat he is, because he doesn't have a lot of screen time, does he? My last issue with this film is that it's just not my type of film. Now this criticism is completely me, and it's not the film's fault. But I have to mention it because it makes me feel a little bored in some scenes. But be aware, that's just me. Overall, outside the frustrating problems, the characters are perfect, the music is amazing, the story is emotional, and the setting is cool. And I would watch it at least once. 7.2 out of 10. Goodbye everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye.